Hello! Today I'll be coding something inspired by this thing you see right here, and just to make it clear from the very beginning, I am not going to be doing the animation part. I am completely incompetent when it comes to animation, and I don't have a snowflake's chance in hell of managing to reproduce this. It would just take a lot of time, I'd just get annoyed, it would be annoying for anyone watching. So just so you know, the animation part is not in the video. If that's what you're interested in, you won't find it here. You don't have to watch the video. Well, you don't have to watch it anyway. What I will be doing is showing how to layer those triangles and create those shadows, and do this with modern and compact CSS. So let's get started. We start with the number of layers, and we'll take it to be 15, and we might increase it later, but we just want to have a small enough number so that we don't have any performance issues while we're still coding, because this auto updates, and yeah, we don't want something that can slow us down too much. We add an index to each layer, and this is a custom property, I. And we also want to set the total number of layers. We can set it on the HTML or the body. It doesn't really matter. So this is the total number. And we'll be adding more stuff here, but for now, we'll just leave it at this. Next, we start putting stuff on the screen. So the first thing we do is make all divs and their after pseudo elements absolutely positioned. So and now let's put these after pseudos on the screen. So we're just going to give them a background and also set the content. And we need to give them to make them occupy some space on the screen, because as they are now, they are just 0 by 0 boxes. So their content box, their padding box, their border box, they're all 0 by 0 boxes. So we need to give them a padding. So the way we'll be doing this padding, this is going to be the current circumradius. And this current circumradius is going to depend on the index. So, actually, let's make this n+1 so that we make things a bit simpler for ourselves. And sorry about the people arguing. Okay. So here I have the index over the total number, and I multiply this with a little less than half the minimum dimension. Okay, and the thing is, I can take this and make it actually a progress custom property. Calc. Okay, so yeah. But the thing is, I don't want them to all have a black background. So let's change this thing. HSL, 0 degrees hue, 0% saturation. And as for the lightness, we're going to have a calc. And this is going to depend on the parity. Now, the parity is going to be something like layer. The default parity is 1. And then we have layer and child. By the way, I'm not using Sass because there has been some issues with Sass on CodePen, and I don't want to run into a bug that's not even my fault. So here I switch the parity for even ones. Now here I'll be taking this parity and multiply it by 100%. And now I have one black, one white, and they keep alternating. The thing is, I don't want them to start from the corner. I want them to start from the middle. So just take this, duplicate it, make the first one a margin, and reverse its sign. Okay, now put everything in the middle. So here, top 50% and left 50%. So this should do it. Okay, but I don't want squares. I want triangles. And since I can't generate the clip path with a SAS mixin, I'll be generating it here. So I'll have the number of vertices or edges of the polygon I want to get, which is 3 in this case. And I'll also create an empty vertex array. Now I'll just be looping for I from 0 all the way up to n, which is the number of edges or vertices. They're equal, so it doesn't matter. Okay, then I compute the current angle. So the current angle is the current index times a full turn, which is 2 pi, divided by the number of edges, because I just want the angle that corresponds, because yeah, the central angle is the angle that corresponds to an edge. And this is a full turn, 2 pi, over the total number, which is m. And I also want to have an offset. Actually, I'm just going to drop the offset just to simplify things. Now for the x. So this x is going to be an x0, the initial offset, plus the circumradius of the polygon I want to get, times the cosine of the current angle. Now the offset is going to be 50% because I want to start from the middle. And the circumradius is also going to be 50%. So I can just bring that 50 in front, and then I have 50 times 1 plus cosine of the current angle. Okay, now that I've done this, I can compute the y. And this is sine instead. And here I add them to the array of vertices. But I add them with units so that I can simplify my life. So x and y, and add the percent unit. Okay, and now that I've done this, I'll create another custom property here. And this is my array. So now let's set a clip path. Now, clip path, polygon, and use the vertices. Okay, it didn't work for some reason, so let's see what's wrong. Oh, that's why it didn't work. I just interpolated stuff wrong. Okay, so now I have my triangles. Good. The next thing I want to do is create a shadow. And I could do this with a before pseudo element and then blur it to make it more shadowy. But the thing is, if I have both clip path, because the before would also have to have a clip path, a triangular clip path on it. If I have both clip path and filter on an element, the filter gets applied before. So let me show you what I mean. Here I have a rectangular element that has applied both clip path and filter, and the order they're applied in is first filter and then clip path. Here the filter that's applied is a drop shadow one, but it's pretty much the same with blur. The filter gets applied first and then clip path gets applied. So the blurry thing blurs the edges of the thing, but then when I apply clip path, those blurred edges just get cut out. So it doesn't work. So the workaround in this case is to apply the filter on the parent. But the thing is, if I apply the filter on the layer parent, then the after pseudo element also gets blurred. And I can try to work it out with compensating with contrast on the after, but it doesn't really work. So what I will be doing instead is adding another element just for the shadow. I wish this wasn't necessary, but it is. So yeah, now for the shadow, I'll be doing something. So just modify this a bit and have an offset here that is initially 0 and subtract that. Okay, 0 pixels, sorry. Okay, now for my shadow, I'll make this offset 1n, and as you can see it there, actually I'll just have a flag. So I'll have a flag custom property, and make this flag 1, and here it's going to be the flag, which is 0. Actually, I'll be setting it times 1n, and I'll be setting the flag here 0. Okay, and then here this I'll also be multiplying. So I want to multiply it with 1 minus the flag. So 1 minus the flag. Okay, and I also want to make it semi-transparent. So this is going to be again 1 minus the flag. No, actually, calc. Point 8. So yeah. Okay, this solves it, and as you can see, I can have the shadow there. That's good. And now I'll just be setting a filter. So on the div, filter, blur, and calc. So the flag times 13 pixels. Okay, so now I have those blurry effects. That's great. So I've done the whole thing. Oh, sorry. So yeah, I have that stack, and now something else I want to do. HTML overflow hidden. Just do this, and finally here, rotation to transform rotate, and here again I have a calc, parity times 1 turn. Okay, and here let's have an animation, rotation 4 seconds, linear, infinite. Oh, okay, so it's not the parity, it's the sign. So here, to get the sign, 1 minus twice the parity. Okay, so I have them both rotating, but what I really want is a different animation duration for each layer. So my animation duration is going to be something like calc k plus 1, let's say, times 4 seconds. Okay, so this should do it. And this is going to be my animation duration, t. Okay, so this is actually starting to look like something, which is encouraging, I suppose. And something else I can do is add a delay, and this is going to be a calc. And I have k times t over 3 over minus 3, so I can have k minus 1 actually, so they're all animated from the very beginning, and just do this over 3. So yeah, I guess I can just make that shadow more intense. I can make this offset a bit more pronounced. I think that may be a bit too much, though. Okay, but something else I can do here is make this 25. Or I can make it something like 35, even bigger. Okay, so yeah, something like this, I suppose. I'm not going to be playing with it further and wasting your time. I'm just going to leave it like this for now. Whoa! Okay, this is crazy. Yeah, and it's a bit... it's getting me dizzy, to be fair. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have and you want me to be able to do more stuff in the future, please consider supporting my work. You can do it in one of the ways explained in the description, with a donation, by getting me something off my Amazon wishlist. There will be links for all these things, or at least by sharing this to show the world what can be done with CSS these days, because honestly, I think it's pretty damn cool and dizzying. In any event, thanks for watching.